Kumusta Filipinos? Mabuhay and maligayang pagbabalik sa aking channel. Today is a special day for Filipinos as it is every 6 years when a brand new president is elected. Today is the inauguration of Bongbong Marcos. It took place last night. You know, I was sleeping when this took place. When I woke up, I received tons of messages asking me to react to the inauguration of Bongbong Marcos and to his speech. The whole thing took about 4 hours if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even longer. Obviously, I cannot react to a 4-hour video. That is way too long. But I owe it to you guys and to myself to at least react to 3 videos. So the first video would be Tony Gonzaga singing the Filipino national anthem. It makes sense that Tony Gonzaga is the one to sing it because she's been behind Bongbong Marcos this entire time. Plus, she's a wonderful singer, okay? And she is a very powerful woman in the Philippines right now. I mean, everything she does usually turns to gold and is trending, all right? The second thing that I'll be reacting to is the oath taking of Bongbong Marcos, and the third video is his speech, his inaugural speech for the Filipino people. There you go. And I thought that it would be, you know, adequate to put the Filipino flag right there for today. And like I said, I owe it to you guys, but also to myself to react to these videos because I've been following, you know, the elections of the Philippines of this year, you know, so I just think it's fair. I'm very interested in this, as I'm sure you are as well. So, before we start, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Music Game News because that is where you can DM me your suggestions. And without further ado, let's get to it.
Let us all rise for the Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdinigdig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhating pagsinta, buhay ay lagit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
I did not want to pause or say anything during the national anthem as a sign of respect for the national anthem and for the Philippines. And she did a great job. Obviously, this is the short version of the national anthem, but it was still great and she looked fantastic. Okay. Now we can move on to the actual oath-taking of Bongbong Marcos. Oh my. This is huge.
As the Senate President and co-chair of the joint public session of Congress.
So it's live from the National
that canvassed
Museum.
the votes for presidential and vice presidential candidates
San Vicente Soto
in the national
III,
elections held
Senate
on the
President.
9th of May, 2022. It is my distinct honor and privilege to join you in this historic occasion and read the dispositive portion of the resolution of both houses, which proclaimed the duly elected President and Vice President of the
So Bongbong Marcos will be the 17th President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Republic of the Philippines. The dispositive portion of the said resolution reads as follows. Resolved further to declare that candidate Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Romualdez Marcos Jr. and candidate Sara Zimmerman Duterte received the highest number of votes cast for President and Vice President respectively in the national elections held.
They won by a landslide.
2022, and by virtue thereof to proclaim Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. as the duly elected President of the Republic of the Philippines.
There you go.
And
It's
Sara
official.
Zimmerman Duterte
Well, not yet.
as the
He still
duly
hasn't
elected
signed.
Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Yup.
To administer the oath of office to President-elect Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., Chief Justice Alexander G. Gesmundo. May we request on stage Attorney Liza Araneta Marcos.
The National Museum looks beautiful and huge.
Joseph Simon Marcos and William Vincent Marcos to witness the oath taking.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Manunumpa na bilang ika-17 Pangulo ng Pilipinas.
Mangyaring taas ang kanang kamay at wikain ang mga sumusunod. Ako, si Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Si Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
ay mataimtim na nanunumpa. Natutuparin ko ng buong katapatan at sigasig
Natutuparin ko na buong katapatan at sigasig
ang aking mga tungkulin
bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas,
pangangalagaan
pangangalagaan
at ipagtatanggol
ang kanyang konstitusyon,
ipatutupad ang mga batas nito,
ipapatupad ang mga batas nito,
magiging makatarungan sa bawat tao, at itatalaga ang aking sarili sa paglilingkod sa bansa. Kasihanawa ako ng Diyos. Congratulations, Mr. President.
All right. I think it's very interesting that Sara Duterte, her oath taking was in English, if I remember well, but his is in Filipino. Ako si, so I, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., right? Ako si, yeah. Wow, the Filipino flags is so high up in the sky, waving at us. There you go. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. It's done. He is officially your new president. This is history, man. It's important that I react to it. This is definitely history. Hopefully, this moment will be remembered fondly, meaning that he will be a great president, Wow, it's insane though. It's also history because he's the son of Ferdinand Marcos. They are back in power. Wow. After how many years? Like 30 years? Longer than that, I think. Longer than that. I want them to show me the mother, Imelda Marcos. Oh, she is emotional. Ah! Did she just... You're the first lady, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. So, is that it? Is there going to be a speech from him, like a brief speech maybe? Oh, this is huge. Oh, you know, he must be feeling so many emotions. Happiness,
Excellency,
stress.
ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the
Whew.
Philippines, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Here you go. Here you go. One of the most popular faces on YouTube, right? No, not just YouTube, on social media, in the Filipino social media. Damn, his youngest son is his tallest son. And I think his eldest is now part of the Senate, I think. All right, so my question is he going to be still very present on social media now, you know, now that he has, you know, more important things to worry about, you know what I'm saying? He is, after all, the president of the Philippines. So I wonder if he'll still take the time to, I don't know, talk to the camera, you know, for his social media, for his YouTube channel and stuff like that. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But I'm pretty sure that his YouTube channel is still going to be active, meaning that people are still going to film him, you know, as he is doing his job of being the president. But I don't know if you'll still see him talk to the camera, like dedicate himself to one video, you know, for social media. I don't know about that. Because being president is very, very taxing. As a matter of fact, I remember him saying that, you know, he was also being very active physically, you know. He was going to the gym and trying to maintain his health and his form, you know. So I don't know if he'll keep doing that when being a president, you know. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the speech. You know, he's gonna address the Philippines, and let's see what he says. Is he going to deliver a very honest and inspirational speech for the country? Let's see. Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, now that you're here, why don't you celebrate for making it this far into this video by subscribing to the channel, by turning on that notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos, and of course, and the most important thing, to like this video because it does help out the channel tremendously. And now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back to my business.
His Excellency David Hurley, Governor General of Australia, and First Lady Linda Hurley.
And I'm also reacting to this because I was told the speech was in English.
Excellencies, special envoys, and heads of delegations, His Excellency, Most Reverend Charles John Brown, and the esteemed members of the Diplomatic Corps.
There's Sarah.
Vice President.
There is Sara Zimmerman Duterte. Let me show her to you guys. Which color should I choose? Pink. Let's go with pink. Here she is, I think. Whoopla. Do you see her? I think that's her. All right. Now, let's move. Keep going.
Sara Duterte.
There you go. Hey! Wearing her mask.
President
Very important.
Fidel Ramos. President Joseph Ejercito Estrada. President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Macapagal Arroyo.
Senate President Vicente Soto III, and the honorable members of the Philippine Senate, House Speaker Lord Alan J. Velasco, and the honorable members of the House of Representatives, Chief Justice Alexander Gesmundo, and the honorable justices of the Supreme Court, of course, First Lady Lisa Araneta,
Hey,
and my children.
There she is, next to Sarah.
Alexander, Sandro, Simon, and...
There you go, the entire family. So we got the wife right here, and his mother there. I don't think he mentioned her yet. And the kids, voila, there you go. I think he is the eldest, and then you get the second one and the third one. So let's choose another color. I don't know, green. So 1, 2, and 3. Voila. It's a little messy, but you get the gist.
Vincent, I cannot proceed without a special greeting, of course, to the former First Lady Imelda Romualdez.
There you go! A la madre! Si, si.
Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, ang aking minamahal na mga kababayan,
the woman of 3,000 shoes.
magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. This is a historic moment for us all.
Oh, yes.
I feel it
That's what I
deep
said.
within me. You, the people, have spoken, and it is resounding.
Absolutely.
When my call for unity started to resonate with you, it did so because it echoed your yearnings, mirrored your sentiments, and expressed your hopes for family, for country, and for a better future. That is why it reverberated and amplified as it did, to deliver the biggest electoral mandate in the history of Philippine democracy.
Bam!
By your vote, you rejected the politics of division. I offended
Ooh.
none of my rivals in this campaign.
I agree. I agree. He did not play dirty, man, and I respect that. I mean, not directly. You know, you did not hear him, insult or denigrate his rivals. I don't know if his team did behind the scenes, but him personally, he didn't do it, and I respect that.
I listened instead to what they were saying. And I saw little incompatibility with my own ideas about jobs, fair wages, personal safety, and national strength, and ending want in a land of plenty. I believe that if we but focus on the work at hand and the work that will come to hand, we will go very far under my watch. You believe that too. At pinakinggan ko ang tinig ninyo na ang sinisigaw ay pagkakaisa, pagkakaisa, pagkakaisa.
Pagkakaisa.
We
What
will
does
go
that mean?
farther together than against each other, pushing forward, not pulling each other back, out of fear, out of a misplaced sense of weakness. But we are the furthest from weak. The Filipino diaspora flourishes even in the most inhospitable climes, where they are valued for their quality. The changes we seek will benefit all and will shortchange no one. I was not the instrument of change. You were that. You made it happen. I am now. You picked me to be your servant, to enable changes to benefit all. I fully understand the gravity of the responsibility that you've put on my shoulders. I do not take it lightly, but I am ready for the task. I will need your help. I want to rely on it. But rest assured, I do not predicate success on the wide cooperation that's needed. I will get it done. I once knew a man who saw what little had been achieved since independence in a land of people with the greatest potential for achievement.
Does he talk about
And
his
yet,
father?
they were poor. But he got it done. Sometimes with the needed support, sometimes without. So will it be with his son. You will
Yeah, there
get
you go.
no
Yep.
excuses from me.
He was talking about Ferdinand.
I am here not to talk about the past. I am here to tell you about our future. A future of sufficiency, even plenty, of readily available ways and means to get done what needs doing, by you, by me. We do not look back, but ahead, up the road that we must take to a place better than the one we lost in the pandemic. Gains made and lost, opportunities missed, well-laid plans superseded by the pandemic. Indeed, ours was the fastest growing economy in ASEAN by ways now outdated. We shall be again by a radical change in the way the world must now work to recover what we have lost in that fire and move on from there. We face prospects of the spread of the war abroad, of which we are totally blameless. We seek friendship with all. But countries like ours will bear the brunt of it. And if the great powers draw the wrong lessons from the ongoing tragedy in Ukraine, the same dark prospect of conflict will spread to our part of the world. Yet, there is more out there. Like going forward by new ways of doing that the pandemic forces to adopt. A stronger resilience, quicker adaptability. They are our best prevention. They are our best protection. Quiet reflection in a rough and tumble campaign of a breadth and intensity never experienced revealed some of them, such as the willingness to listen despite the noise, the hesitation to quarrel over differences, and to never, ever give up hope of reconciliation. These gave me the peace to ponder deeper. There are hints of a road not taken that could get us out of here quicker, to something better, something less fragile. There is also what you, the people, did to cope, but this time empowered by new techniques and more resources. You got by, getting some of what you needed with a massive government help, and for this I thank my predecessor for the courage of his hard decisions.
Rodrigo.
But there is a way to put more means and choices in your hands. I trust the Filipino. Imagine how much more you'd achieve if government backstops instead of dictating your decisions. Always there to pick you up when you fall, giving what you need to get past a problem. Imagine if it invested in your self-empowerment to bring it closer to taking on whatever challenges come. Imagine a country that, in almost every sense, is you. Now imagine what you and government can achieve together. We did it in the pandemic. We will do it again. But again, I will not predicate my promise to you on your cooperation. You have your own lives to live, your work to do, and there too I will help. Government will get as much done alone without requiring more from you. That is what government and public officials are for. No excuses, just deliver. It was like that once upon a time. I did not talk much in this campaign. I did not bother to think of rebutting my rivals. Instead, I searched for promising approaches better than the usual solutions. I listened to you. I did not lecture you who has the biggest stake in our success. And the forthcoming State of the Nation will tell you exactly how we shall get this done. In this fresh chapter of our history, I extend my hand to all Filipinos. Come, let us put our shoulders to the wheel and give that wheel a faster turn to repair and to rebuild and to address challenges in new ways, to provide what all Filipinos need, to be all that we can be. We are here to repair a house divided, to make it whole, and to stand strong again in the bayanihan way, expressive of our nature as Filipinos. We shall seek, not scorn, dialogue. Listen respectfully to contrary views. Be open to suggestions coming from hard thinking and unsparing judgment.
Nice.
But always from us, Filipinos. We can trust no one else when it comes to what is best for us. Past history has often proven that. Solutions from outside divided us. None deepened our understanding.
They made that very clear when he said that only. Wait, let's rewind just a little bit here.
Filipinos. We can trust no one else when it comes to what is best for us.
We can trust no one else when it comes to what's best for us. Okay, so we can only trust Filipinos to what's best for us. They made that very clear when, you know, they say in their rules or their constitution or something like that, that foreigners are not allowed to partake in Filipino politics, you know. They don't have the rights to basically have a role in Filipino politics. They don't want foreigners to influence in a way, you know, especially if you're in the Philippines. And also, I'm hearing that Rappler, you know, might be shut down because Rappler is apparently owned by foreigners. And since they are a media outlet that talk about everything, you know, and politics as well, they're not okay with that. So they might shut it down.
Past history has often proven that. Solutions from outside divided us. None deepened our understanding. They were always at our expense. Never forget, we are Filipinos. One nation, one republic, indivisible. We resisted and never failed to defeat foreign attempts to break up our...
So far, I really do like his speech, and like I said it many times before, I think he is eloquent and he knows how to speak English properly, you know. but I don't feel the energy. I need him to give me more energy. I need him to, give us that I don't know, president speech, like Duterte used to, raise his hand and have that like energy of the presidents, I don't feel it from Bongbong Marcos. Maybe towards the end, his energy will pick up, but so far I don't feel a lot of energy coming from him, but I do like his speech.
Country in my father's watch. His strongest critics have conceded that. So let us all be part of the solution that we choose. In that lies the power to get it done. Always be open to differing views, but ever united in our chosen goal. Never hesitating to change it, should it prove wanting. That is how agile, resilient republics are made. Our future we decide today. Yesterday cannot make that decision anymore, nor can tomorrow delay it. The sooner we start, the surer and quicker the prospect of achieving our future. These are troubling times. What's happening to others can happen to us, but it will not. We see what's happening. We are witness to how it is being stopped, and we have seen the glory that crowns struggle against all odds. Giving up is not an option.
That's what I was gonna say.
We've been through times of bitter division, but united, we came through to this when it shall begin again, but better. The campaigns I've run have taken me here where I stand today. I listened to you, and this is what I have heard. We all want peace in our land. You and your children want a good chance at a better life in a safer, more prosperous country. All that is within reach of a hard-working, warm, and giving race. Your dreams are mine. Pangarap nyo ay pangarap ko. How can we make them come true? How can we do it together? But I will take it as far as anyone with the same faith and commitment can, as if it depended entirely on himself. Sa pangarap na maging mapayapa ang ating bansa, ang pangarap nyo ay pangarap ko.
All right, I liked his energy there.
Sa pangarap na maging maunlad ang ating bansa, ang pangarap nyo ay pangarap ko.
He repeated
At sa
himself.
pangarap na maging mas masinang ang kinabukasan natin at ng ating mga anak, ang pangarap nyo ay pangarap ko.
Okay, wait. What does that mean? Ang pangarap nyo ay pangarap ko. What does that mean? It seems very important because he repeated it multiple times.
We are presently drawing up a comprehensive, all-inclusive plan for economic transformation. We will build back better by doing things in the light of the experiences that we have had, both good and bad. It doesn't matter. No looking back in anger or nostalgia. In the road ahead, the immediate months will be rough, but I will walk that road with you. The pandemic ravaged bigger economies than ours. The virus is not the only thing to blame. What had been well built was torn down. We will build it back better.
You know, I've noticed something is that the Filipinos their reaction is stronger when he speaks in their language, so I'm wondering why he chose to do his speech in the majority in English. I'm guessing it's because, he wants the world to understand him, But if you want to resonate, with your public, with your people, I think he should have done it in Filipino and put subtitles in English. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been wiser. I mean, hey, I'm a foreigner and I understand English, so I'm not upset that he's doing it in English. But I feel like when he speaks in Filipino, not only does his energy, like the energy that I want from him, really come together, and show, but also you can tell that the people are just more excited when he speaks in Filipino, because usually the people want someone that's like them, like Rodrigo Duterte. That's why they loved that president, because he felt like one of the people,
The role of agriculture cries for the urgent attention that its neglect and misdirection now demands. Food self-sufficiency has been the key promise of every administration. None but one delivered.
Which is?
There were inherent defects in the old ways and in recent ways too. The trade policy of competitive advantage made the case that when it comes to food sufficiency, a country should not produce but import what other countries make more of and sell cheapest. Then came Ukraine. The most vulnerable when it comes to food are the countries furthest away from the conflict, those bearing no blame for provoking it. Yet they face the biggest risk of starvation. If financial aid is poured into them, though it never is, there is nothing to buy. Food is not just a trade commodity. Without it, people weaken and die. Societies come apart. It is more than a livelihood. It is an existential imperative and a moral one. An agriculture damaged and diminished by unfair competition will have a harder time, or will have no prospects at all of recovering. Food sufficiency must get the preferential treatment the richest free trade countries always gave their agricultural sectors. Their policy boils down to don't do as we do. Do what we tell you to. I am giving that policy the most serious thought if it doesn't change or make more allowances for emergencies with long-term effects. There is a parallel problem in our energy supply. Sufficient fossil fuel-free technology for whole economies has yet to be invented. And it is not seriously tried by rich countries. Again, consider the response of the richest countries to the war in Ukraine. But surely, a free world awash with oil can assure supplies. Or we will find a way. We are not far from oil and gas reserves that have already been developed. What we teach in our schools, the materials used must be rethought. I am not talking about history. I am talking about the basics.
So he said, nasa panganib tayo ng pangkagutom, prioridad natin ang sapat na pagkain. Prioridad, priority? I think that's what it is, priority.
The sciences, sharpening theoretical aptitude and imparting vocational skills, such as in the German example, alongside the national language, with equal emphasis and facility in a global language, which we had and lost. Let us give OFWs all the advantages we can for them to survive and
OFWs.
to thrive. Our teachers from elementary up are heroes fighting ignorance with poor paper weapons. We are condemning the future of our race to menial occupations abroad. Then they are exploited by traffickers. Once we had an education system that prepared coming generations for more and better jobs. There is hope for a comeback. Vice President and soon-to-be Secretary of Education, Sara Duterte Carpio, will fit that mission to a T.
They removed it.
Won't be caught
There you
unprepared.
go. Bigyan natin ng malaking bentahe ang OFWs.
Under-equipped and understaffed to fight the next pandemic. To start with, We never got over the pandemic of poor, if any, free public health. The last major upgrade of a public health system, exemplified by the resources poured into PGH, predates the current shambles by 3 generations. Our nurses are the best in the world.
That's true. That's
They
true.
acquitted themselves with the highest distinction abroad, having suffered even the highest casualties. With the same exemplary dedication at home, they just got by. They are out there because we cannot pay them for the same risk and workload that we have back here.
Overseas
There
Filipino
will be
workers,
changes
man.
starting tomorrow. I am confident because I have an OPLE in
VP Sara Duterte pupunan ang kakulangan sa sektor ng edukasyon. Education. So I think they are underlying his most important, words, I guess.
my cabinet. There were shortcomings in the COVID response. We will fix them out in the open. No more secrets in public health. Remember, I speak from experience. I was among the first to get COVID. It was not a walk in the park. My father built more and better roads, produced more rice than all administrations before his. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte built more and better than all the administrations succeeding my father.
Of course they're gonna react.
Much has been built, and so well, that the economic dogma of dispersing industry to develop the least likely places has been upturned. Development was brought to them. Investors are now setting up industries along the promising routes built. And yet, the potential of this country is not exhausted. Following these giant steps, we will continue to build. I will complete on
Marcos says walang nangga sikreto sa usapin ng public health.
schedule the projects that have been started. I'm not interested in taking credit. I want to build on success that's already happening. We will be presenting the public with a comprehensive infrastructure plan. 6 years could be just about enough time. No part of our country will be
He
neglected.
said could be, but I highly doubt it. Come on, I mean, he has to say it. He has to say it could be enough, you know? But no, you can't do everything that you promised the people in 6 years. That's just not possible. Like, logically, it's just not possible.
Progress will be made wherever there are Filipinos, so no investment is wasted. The recovery of Philippine tourism, with its emphasis on accessing nature's beauty, I am sure will exceed expectations. And bigger is not always better.
True.
But there's something to be said for economies of scale. And yet the country invites investments in fast rising industries with quick returns and inflicts irreparable damage for future generations. We have yet to see large-scale practical solutions to pollution, though some are beginning to emerge. But there are tried and proven new ways of mitigation. Blades have been turning over the sand dunes of Ilocos Norte, harnessing a
Hindi pa nauubos ang kakayahan ng bansa.
power all around, but unseen, long before this day. I built them. The rich world talks a great deal, but does a lot less about it than those with much less, but who suffer more death and destruction from climate change and lack of adaptation. We will look to our partners and friends to help the Philippines, who, despite having a very small carbon footprint,
Sapat na ang 6 na taon para gumawa ng pagbabago.
is at the highest risk First, spare victims, then help them recover, and move on to lessen the harmful impact of climate change. We too have our part to play. We are the third biggest plastics polluter in the world. But we won't shirk from that responsibility. We will clean up. You will not be disappointed, so do not be afraid. With every difficult decision that I must make, I will keep foremost in my heart and in my mind the debt of gratitude I owe you for the honor and responsibility that you have conferred on me. Whatever is in a person to make changes for the better of others, I lay before you now in my commitment. I will try to spare you. You have your other responsibilities to carry. But I will not spare myself from shedding the last bead of sweat or giving the last ounce of courage and sacrifice. And if you ask me why I am so confident of the future, I will answer you simply that I have 110 million reasons to start with. Such is my faith in the Filipino. Believe, have hope. The sun also rises like it did today and as it will tomorrow. And as surely as that, we will achieve the country all Filipinos deserve. God bless the Philippines. God bless our work. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Ang Pilipinas.
Magandang tanghali po.
Magandang tanghali po. There you go.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
There you go. That was the speech of your newly elected President of the Philippines, Bongbong Marcos. Wow. All right. So, were you convinced by his speech? Do you feel good about being a Filipino? Do you feel proud? Does it make you, for those of you who don't live in the Philippines, does it make you want to go back to the Philippines? And for those of you who are in the Philippines, does it make you want to stay, or do you want to leave the Philippines after he's been elected and after hearing his inaugural speech? Personally, I think he spoke very well, like I said. But I feel like I've heard some of what he said already in his previous interviews/debates, I feel like he could have spent some of that time reassuring Filipinos and saying other things. I don't know, I feel like he was repeating himself, but then again, maybe not everybody has heard what he said in his previous interviews/debates. So it's always good to repeat yourself about your intentions and the good things that you want to do for the country, you know what I'm saying? And again, I think it would have been wiser for him to speak in Tagalog and just put subtitles in English. Because in this case, he was speaking in English and they were just highlighting the important messages in Tagalog under, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, now we can just hope and pray for those of you who are religious that he does a great job, you know what I'm saying? I heard that he also had a conversation with Rodrigo Duterte. I don't know if I'll be reacting to that. We will see. It really depends on your request and the likes for this video. So, maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for joining me. This was quite a ride, to be honest. I've never followed, an election like this before. Not even the Algerian or Canadian elections. I'm telling you guys, this is unprecedented for me. Wow, I cannot pronounce that word. But yeah, I've never done that before, so this is crazy. Who knows? Maybe in 6 years I'll do this again for the next president of the Philippines, who might just be Sara Duterte. We will see. So yeah, again, maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for being here for me as usual, for watching my videos, for supporting the channel. It means the world to me. You guys are the best. Like seriously, the best subscribers ever. Thank you for being so respectful and welcoming. And take care of yourselves as usual, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here and please like the video to show your support and appreciation for my work, and turn on the notification bell to be boxed for future content. Yeah.